I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Federal Judge Aileen Cannon, the corrupt judge appointed by Donald Trump, who is presiding over the criminal case against Donald Trump in the Southern District of Florida, brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith for willful retention of national defense information and obstruction of justice. Well, her corruption, fortunately, is matched by her inexperience and, frankly, idiocracy. And she is creating a very transparent legal quagmire, which ultimately, and I think fortunately, is serving and has served to actually undermine her corruption and allow Special Counsel Jack Smith to have the case that was just filed in Washington, D.C. against Donald Trump for Trump's conduct in the 2020 election and Trump's criminal conduct relating to the January 6th insurrection, to have the D.C. federal case before a real smart law and order judge in Judge Tanya Chutkan, to have that case in D.C. tried first. And it's because the moves that Judge Aileen Cannon is making, which she clearly believes is in service of Donald Trump, is causing a delay and will cause delay in the case in the Southern District of Florida. But Jack Smith could then use that to bring this, I think, even more significant case based on the 2020 election against Donald Trump. Bring that case first. So we know on Thursday, Donald Trump filed, or rather Special Counsel Jack Smith filed a motion for a trial setting and requested a trial date for January 2nd of 2024. I mentioned Donald Trump before. Donald Trump had previously filed his motion saying that there was going to be a ton of discovery and so much time was going to be needed, and the Speedy Trial Act shouldn't be counted from August 3rd to August 28th, and intimated that they're going to be seeking a trial date probably after the November 2024 election. And Special Counsel Jack Smith's motion said, look, we're ready to go. We have the documents ready to go. We're ready to turn everything over to Trump. We're just waiting on this protective order that Trump is trying to delay. So earlier in the week, on Monday, here's where it all kind of connects. Judge Aileen Cannon issued this order in response to what's called a Garcia motion brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith. A Garcia motion involves if there is a potential unwaivable conflict of interest by a lawyer in this case. And Jack Smith said, look, we need a Garcia hearing on Stanley Woodward Jr. He's being paid by Trump's political action arm. He's representing Waltine Nauta, and he also is or has been representing at least 3 other witnesses who may have testimony against his other client, Waltine Nauta, and against Donald Trump. And this may be a very serious, unwaivable conflict. Judge, hold a Garcia hearing. And then Judge Cannon responded very unusually, and I think in a very corrupt manner. She says, well, Walt Nauta's lawyer, Stanley Woodward Jr., who may have these unwaivable conflicts, can you actually brief the issue, submit a brief on the propriety of the Department of Justice and Special Counsel Jack Smith to be presenting evidence post-indictment before a grand jury in Washington, D.C., I believe, intimating that she believes that to be improper, that there's still a grand jury in D.C. regarding Trump's willful retention of national defense information crimes and theft of classified information document crimes. And she believes she intimates that that's improper. Then she wants Jack Smith to brief that. And then we're like, where's this even coming from? The parties didn't ask Judge Cannon to do that. You probably remember a video we did earlier in the week where on Sunday night, right before Judge Cannon issued that order, Donald Trump's on-again, off-again lawyer, James Trusty, made that argument a ridiculous, frivolous argument. And he knows better. He's a former federal prosecutor. He knows that he's being disingenuous and playing to the propaganda of Fox. He makes that argument, and then Monday she takes that argument and then requests briefing on the propriety of the grand jury in Washington, D.C. There's nothing wrong about having a grand jury in Washington, D.C. The grand jury in Washington, D.C. can't indict in Florida. That's why Jack Smith is using a grand jury in Florida to present evidence against Donald Trump for the indictment there. But one of the situs of the crimes that Trump committed is in D.C., where the National Archives are based, and Jack Smith's well within his rights to use a grand jury there or anywhere else that's causally connected to the criminal conduct at issue.
I know a lot of you watching are entrepreneurs. You run your own business, and I run a business too. So I know how hard it is to manage your numbers, manage the trends, manage the market, and budget everything. But not every business is in the dark. Because of our sponsor today, NetSuite. 36,000. That's the number of businesses which have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, streamlining accounting, financial management, inventory, HR, and more. 25. NetSuite turns 25 this year. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less, close their books in days, not weeks, and drive down costs. 1. Because your business is one of a kind. So you get a customized solution for all your KPIs, your key performance indicators, in one efficient system with one source of truth. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. The power of having all of this information in one place to make better decisions is truly unprecedented. And the offer that NetSuite provides has been a total game changer for my business, and I know it will be for yours as well. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist designed to give you consistently excellent performance, absolutely free at netsuite.com/Meidas. That's netsuite.com/Meidas to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/Meidas.
So by Judge Cannon doing this now, she's created this legal quagmire because of grand jury secrecy issues, right? Like grand juries are not public proceedings. So by her demanding briefing on the propriety of grand jury proceedings, and mind you, she's also striking, this just shows you what she's doing, she's striking special counsel Jack Smith's other motions and other filings where he's asking to file under seal information relating to the grand jury. She's saying he's not showing good cause when he's saying grand jury secrecy is the good cause. That's why I'm filing these matters under seal. But by her asking for briefing about grand jury proceedings, which are presumptively and overwhelmingly secret proceedings, that's just the nature of what a grand jury is, she's and then striking the sealing or confidentiality of the filings, she's now creating potential breaches in grand jury secrecy that will require appeals and a ton of issues, which, you know, is kind of being too cute by half, if you will, because she may be thinking, oh, I got Jack Smith, because now I'm going to tie him up with all of these appeals. Well, eventually the 11th Circuit is going to rule against you, Judge Aileen Cannon, when this plan of yours is foiled. And yes, you're going to cause delay, but the delay you're going to cause is going to, and she's already done it. I'm not giving advice that's going to make her stop engaging corruptly. She can't help herself. She's such a corrupt individual. But now she's causing a situation where there's delay, where special counsel Jack Smith, swoop, comes right in and says, okay, I'm trying the DC case first. And that case is going to put Trump away for the rest of his life. So, Judge Aileen Cannon, show how biased you are. We'll eventually seek recusal of you down the road as you keep making these horrific rulings. But we've got a law and order intelligent judge in Judge Tanya Chutkan in D.C. And now all of this distraction that you're creating and all of the problems, it's going to come back to bite you. It's going to backfire on you. The 11th Circuit is going to reprimand you again. But you didn't, if Judge Aileen Cannon was smarter and also, if smarter and wanted to be corrupt in a smart way, I'm not giving her advice because she's already screwed it up. What she would do is she would set an earlier trial date, she would let the case go on kind of an expedited basis. And then during the trial itself, she would then make corrupt rulings while a jury was being selected, try to get a jury that's biased in favor of Trump, and then try to screw that way. But what she's done now by creating May and engaged in all of these, I think patently corrupt practices, she's already now flagged who she is. She's pushed that trial back. Jack Smith stepped in. Now I think Judge Chutkan grants a January or February 2024 trial date. Get this. Special counsel Jack Smith may now say, you know what? I'm fine to appeal some of these Judge Cannon stuff. Now, yeah, we wanted, this case on an expedited basis, but even if Cannon's case gets kicked to 2025, we're going to expose the corruption of Cannon. And then if Cannon's trial date, which Judge Cannon set the trial date for May of 2024 in the case in Florida, if that case gets moved to 2025, so be it. Let's get the conviction of Trump in Washington, D.C. for trying to overthrow the 2020 election, and we can get that before March or April, or even get that in May of 2024. But that case now, I think, has a great chance of going to trial in 2024. And it's also because Cannon's, through her corruption and also inexperience and idiocracy, already bungled her corrupt plans. You get what I'm saying? And so, there's a lot of strategy. There was a lot of complexity in this video, but to kind of simplify it right now, Cannon's corruption pushed the trial date in that matter to May of 2024. It's allowed Jack Smith to swoop in and say, okay, now I want a January 2024 trial date in the DC case, which is likely to be granted or something shortly thereafter, maybe February or March. So, and actually what Cannon did actually helped Jack Smith in DC. Well, there you have it, folks. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. Check out MeidasTouch.com, the new homepage for all things MeidasTouch. Have a great day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.